Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ashok. Today in this video, I will show you how you can do end-to-end Salesforce deployment using Copado. And this video is the part of Copado Basic series in which I have already created multiple videos. And in last video, I have covered few basic and important terms in Copado, like what are credentials, environments, pipelines, pipeline managers, promotions, and deployments. So over there I have explained like what are they and what is the use of them in Copado. So if you have not watched my previous video, then please watch those videos first, and you can find link in the description or on top of the screen. Okay, so let's start today's video. So today I will show you how you can deploy your changes from one environment to another till the production. So let's discuss on a use case that we will cover in this video. So our first use case is we need to create a new custom object and fields. An object name will be Copado demo, and we'll create a custom field also over there in this object, that is description. I just choose this simple use case to make you understand end-to-end process. So let's start how you can approach this use case. So the first step is we need to create a user story. So for that, let me open my Copado org. So in most of the cases, you will get user stories automatically created by your business analyst team or someone else. Like they create user stories in project management tools like Jira and others, and they will automatically get synced with the Copado, or you can directly create user stories here in Copado as well. But for now, we will create a user story here because in Copado, without user story, we cannot deploy anything. So this will be our first step. So let me click on this new user story. So let's enter a meaningful title. Next we have project, and this is the required field because our pipeline is directly connected to the project. So we should always map our user stories with the project. Next important field we have credentials. Credentials means where we are going to develop this user story. So here we are telling that we will deploy this user story in the day 1 org, and all other fields are optional. So for now we can leave them and click on save. So this is how you can create user story in Copado. So after creation, you can see the details of user story here, like what is the title, what is the number, and this is the path. So once we select credentials, on the basis of that, this path is automatically get created because in pipeline we have already defined this flow, like how our changes will move further. And if you want to edit this page layout for this user story, in that case you can easily do this one. Like you want to show credentials and all other fields over here. Right now they are in different tabs, but if you want to have them on a single screen, in that case you can easily update this page layout. And as a second step, let me log in into day 1 sandbox. So we can create these objects and fields over there. So let me click on this day 1, and on this credentials record page, you will find a button open org. So let me click on this. So this is how you can directly open your org from the credentials page. Now let me open setup. Click on object manager. Click on create. So let me enter name of the object, that is Copado demo. So this is how I have created a custom object. Now let me add some fields. Click on new. Let's have only one field for now. So this is how I have created my object and field, and I am done with my changes. So let me open my user story again. Now everything is fine till now. So I want to attach my changes with this user story. So for that, let me click on this commit changes. And this is our commit changes screen. And here you can see the grid of all the metadata. Like whatever metadata you have in your org, those you can find over here in this grid. And if you are not able to find out newly created metadata in this grid, then you can click on this refresh recent changes. So what it will do, it will make a call out to your org and will fetch newly created metadata from there. And if you want to check like when last metadata has been refreshed, that you can find here on bottom of the grid. Okay, and in this grid you have like lots of options to filter out your metadata. Like you can filter out with the help of name, with the help of metadata type, last modified by, last modified date, created by, and created date. And for now I can see my object here in front of me. So this is the name of my object and this is the metadata type. So let me select this object, and if I want to see all the selected metadata, in that case I can click over here on the selected metadata tab. So whatever component you have selected, those will be visible over here, and whatever components you want to commit for this user story, you can select from here. And once you are done with the selection, you can change the git message over here if you want, and you can click on the commit changes. So as of now, I'm just going to commit this Copado demo object. So let me click on the commit changes, and this is going to take us on a screen that shows what's happening in the real time. And you are not required to stay on this screen. If you want to work on something else, then you can click on this go back and work. And this will take some time. So in backend, it is going to create a new future branch out of master branch, and then it is going to compare the files from what we have selected on the user story to what they are exist on the master branch, and going to commit those changes to our future branch. So once it will completed, I will open git and will show you in that future branch. So the commit process has been completed. So as I have explained over there, like in the commit, Copado creates a new future branch with this user story, and the source of that future branch is master branch, and whatever files and components we are committing with this user story, Copado compare those components and files with the master branch and going to commit the changes into that feature branch. And now if I'll click on this build tab, then I can see the selected metadata here also. So this is the another way to double check which components we have selected for this user story, and package.xml will create it from those selected components only. So now let's open our git branch and see the latest commit over there. So for that, we need to click on this view in git. So let me click on this. So it will open a git interface in front of us, and our future branch is selected over here. And if you want to see our latest commit, in that case you can click on this. So over here we can take a look of all the committed files. Like over here right now I have committed only one file, that is my object. But if you have multiple files and if you have updated any files, that you can track over here. Okay, so now let me come back to my Copado org. Now we have committed our changes with the user story. So now let me click on this deliver tab. So here we have couple of options like ready to promote and deploy. So if everything is good, and if you want to promote this user story to the next environment, so for that we need to check this ready to promote checkbox. But before that, let me open my pipeline. So this is my pipeline, and currently you don't see any numbers over here with the day one org. Now let me go back to my user story and check this ready to checkbox and see what will happen on our pipeline. So I have checked this ready to promote checkbox. So now let me go back to my pipeline and refresh. So if you remember, before we had count 0 here, but now after selecting ready to promote, you can see 1 is here. So basically this is the indicator for the release manager, like this user story is completed by the developer and ready to deploy to the next environment. So as of now, we have marked only one user story to ready to promote. But if you have marked multiple user stories, then multiple counts will be here. Like let's say you have marked 5 user stories, then 5 will be here. So now let's see how you can push this user story to the next environment. So for that, you need to click on this one. So in this screen, all the ready to promote user stories will be visible, and from them you can select whichever you want to deploy. And as of now, we have only one user story. And after selecting the user stories, you just need to click on this promote and deploy. And it is going to take us on a new screen. And now it is going to create a promotion branch out of the destination branch. And in our case, destination branch is the UAT, and merge the future branch into the promotion branch, and then create the package and deploy it to the next environment. And it is not required to stay on this screen, but from here you can see the live deployment status. Or you can also go to the promotion record. So let me click on this. So on this promotion record, you can see which future branch is going to merge into the promotion branch and included into the deployment. So on the promotion record, you can see all the selected user stories, and here you can see the deployment record. So let me click on this to see the real-time deployment status. So here you can see deployment status is completed and completed 100%. And because we had only one component in our deployment, so it was done quickly. But let's say you have lots of components, in that case it will take some time, and you want to know the real-time status. In that case, you can click on this view deployment status. Over here you can see the real-time status of component. So this is how you can check real-time deployment status over here. And here you can see the steps included in the deployment. But as of now, we have only one step, that is git promotion. But in real-time applications, you can have multiple steps over here, like post deployment and pre-deployment steps. Like you want to take an approval before the deployment, and after deployment you want to perform some manual operations. So those kind of steps also you can include with your pipeline. So I will show you those steps in sometime in future videos. And you can see the deployment details over here, like what all components were included in that. And if you want to review your promotion branch, then you can click on this. And for the deployment result, you can click on this. And if you click on this view result, in that case you will find the deployment result. Okay, now let me go back to my user story and refresh. Now after successful deployment, you will see some changes over here on the user story. So if you check the credentials, then credentials automatically get updated to the UAT along with environment. And if you'll see this path, then path also get updated to the UAT. And if you'll deploy further, in that case it will be reached out to the production. And why it reached to the UAT only? Just because our user story is connected to the pipeline. And in our pipeline, we have defined next stage is the UAT. Now let me log in into UAT org and check our object there. Let me open Object Manager. Here let me found Copado. So you can see our object is here now. So let me open it. And let me open fields and relationship. If you notice here in the fields, we do not have our custom field, that is description. Why that is not here? Because while committing, we have selected only that object. And whenever we are going to commit only object, in that case, only standards field will be committed along with the object. And whatever custom fields we have with that object, we need to separately select them as well. And this is not about the fields only. Whatever other components we have that page, like page layouts and record types and validation rules, like any other thing if you have with that object, in that case we need to select those as well along with object while committing the metadata changes. Now how that field you can bring here, that is a different scenario. I will show in the next video. So for now, let me go back to the pipeline manager. So now with the UAT, you can see the green icon. This means deployment has been completed successfully in UAT. Okay. And another important thing that you can see this backward arrow count over here. So what does it means? This is saying like one user story promoted and deployed to the next environment, and this branch does not have those metadata changes. And from here, you can push all those metadata into this org. And this term is called back promotion in Copado. So with the help of back promotion, we can sync our lower level orgs with the other orgs. And if you want to back promote, then you need to click on this. And from here, this is the same process that we have followed to promote our user story to deploy in the UAT. Like you can select whatever user stories you want to back promote, and you can click on back promote and deploy. Okay. And now if you'll see, we do not have any user story pending to promote to the production. So let's open our user story again. So as of now, our changes in the UAT, and let's assume like UAT is done and now we are assigned to deploy it to the production. So for that, if you'll go in the deliver tab again, so you can notice here this checkbox is unchecked automatically. So when deployment is completed into the one environment, in this case Copado automatically uncheck this one, and again if you want to deploy to the next environment, in that case we can check it again. So here we have two things, ready to promote and promote and deploy. So ready to promote means we are just saying like our user story is ready to promote and that user story will be visible in the pipeline. And if we are checking this promote and deploy checkbox, in that case promotion and deployment get started instantly. So if we have a requirement where we need to deploy our user story directly, in that case we can select promote and deploy, else we can select ready to promote. So now let me select this promote and deploy and click on save. So in the background, promotion and deployment record has automatically get created and deployment get started. So let's verify that one. So let me click on this promotions. So you can see over here, this new promotion record has been created, and once I'll open this one, now you can see from UAT to production, and rest all the things are same. Like over here you can check the whatever user stories has been deployed, and if you want to check the deployment status, then you can click over here. Okay, now let me go back to pipeline manager. Now you can see the green icon with the production as well. This means our user story has been deployed to the production as well. So let me open my user story again. And now if you'll notice in this path, then everything is green. It means our user story deployed to the all the environments. Okay. You can find that object in the production as well. And now let's see what is next. Okay. So here in this video, we have seen two new terms, future branch and promotion branch. So let's discuss about them. So when we are going to commit changes in user story, then Copado create a future branch for that user story. And all the subsequent commits for the user story will be in the same branch. Means, let's say you want to add more metadata after committing first time for the same user story. So when you will commit changes again, in that case, there won't be any new branch for the same user story, and changes will be committed into the same branch that was created on first time. So we can say Copado create a future branch for each user story, and the source of future branch is the main branch. So we can say future branch created out of main branch. So now the question is why Copado creates future branch for every user story. Then we can say due to this nature, Copado provides more flexibility because we can deploy our metadata as per user stories. For example, let's say you have 5 user stories ready to deploy, but your business wants only 2 to be deployed. In that case, in Copado, you can select only those 2 user stories and deploy to the next environment. So due to these different branches for each user story, Copado will easily identify the changes for those user stories. Okay. Next we have promotion branch. So we can say when we are running a promotion in Copado, Copado creates a promotion branch out of destination branch. And after that, merge all the feature branches and create a package to deploy on the destination branch. For example, you want to deploy 2 user stories, then Copado will take those future branches of those user stories and extract the changes and deploy them to the destination. So in nutshell, we can say future branch will be created for every user story and promotion branch will be created for every promotion or deployment. Okay. So that's it in this video, and we have seen like how you can deploy your changes with Copado using point and click tool. Though in this video I took a very simple example to make you understand, but in next video I will cover more scenarios to deploy, like how you can deploy permissions, fields, page layouts, and how you can deploy multiple metadata, and how you can deploy Apex classes with multiple scenarios. And if you have any kind of question till now, then please feel free to ask me here in the chat, or you can find my email ID in the description. So please like this video and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this. I will see you in the next video.